Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Yesterday I did a couple videos on this, and then somebody uh, asked me, could you not do a complete circle? And yes, you can. So if you didn't watch parts, I believe 1 or 2, you might want to watch that because I'm not going to start from the start. But I'm going to I'm using a rectangle this time instead of 2 bars. Seems like it's a little bit easier. I'm going to hit the plus key on the keyboard and then shift select the circles and hit T, and that put it to the top. But then I actually want to kind of blend them both directions. And so that's one reason I decided to make the video. So I'm going to make a duplicate of that. I'm going to hit P. So now I've got 3. So I've got the middle one selected. I'm going to shift select the other one. I'm going to go to effects and blend, and I'm only probably wanting like 5. And I'm using the acceleration where it's a little bit like that. So we'll have some bigger and little ones. But then I can take this and go to object and break the blend apart. And then I can grab that one, and do the same thing. And it just happens to work out like that. So it's going from big to little. And as always, I would break blend apart again. Doesn't really matter, but I'm going to go ahead and group everything together. And then I'm going to alter the top with my virtual statement delete key. I'm going to delete these lines. And on the bottom, I'm not going to do the middle ones because that's what's going to be our color separation. So the exact same thing, I'm just deleting lines. So this time, it's almost a little over 12 inches wide. I'm going to set my nudge factor on 14. Doesn't really matter, but then I can take my Smart Fill tool and fill in that and nudge it over. Fill that in, nudge it over, nudge it over, nudge it over, nudge it over. And the reason I'm doing that is so I will be able to group this together, and I probably could have anyway. I must have missed one right there. So now I can group this together, Control G, and I can put it right back. Now I'm going to set my nudge factor on that 1/4 inch we used in the previous videos. I'm going to Control D and nudge it over that many times, and then Control D, Control D, Control D. Now, because I grouped, I must have had that one, I just did it twice. I'm going to set my nudge factor back on 14, and I'm going to take this and move it out of the way. I always, instead of deleting it, I might want to do it again. So now I'm going to group all these together, Control G, and then I'm going to Control D and make the other one gray, but I'm going to mirror it. And this is, like I said in the previous videos, you could either get real lucky and do it right the first time, and I'm pretty close. You can see I'm off right there. So what I do now is change my nudge factor to like 0.01, grab one or the other one, and just kind of nudge out of the way with the left or right arrow keys. Seems like I must be off height-wise. I don't really know how that happened, but we can nudge it up. I must hit the down arrow key. So there you go. Now to make it look better for me anyway, I'm going to go to effects, or excuse me, go to object, order, back a page, and it looks like the gray now is behind there. And then like we did on the previous ones, you could interactive fill tool it. And I'll go ahead and do it. I like doing it. And this is where you'd want to use 2 blacks on each end. And see, it takes a little while to do it. But then I'm going to add a blue in the middle. And the reason it's either my old laptop's having trouble, or it's just because it's got so many places to fill in. And in this case, I would probably add a couple of blues. You get near that line, you get a plus sign. And then you could do the same thing to the backside. Kind of make it look like it's the blend is folding around the corner. So we could actually make it a little bit, not so much of a darkness, and just have a little bit of darkness. Anyway, so you can do a complete circle, and that I'm glad that viewer suggested that because that's pretty cool. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.